Hi guys, so today I'm doing a Poundland haul. I am on holiday up in Devon at the moment, hence why it's an odd setting, but I am just going to go and do a quick Poundland haul. Obviously everything cost £1, but I'm just going to show it to you quickly and give you a little review about the quality of each item. So the first thing I found in Poundland was this bat. Its wings made out of pipe cleaners, and then its body is sort of like a polystyrene with feathers stuck to it, and then it also does have these sort of red diamond eyes. It did have this string attached to it, but it broke straight away, so that's something to consider. And they called it the Evil Hairy Bat. So this bat looked very much like the one they bought out last year with the fur and the pipe cleaners, except from this one does have a beak, which makes it look a little bit more like an owl. But it's not really a massive big deal. From a distance it does just sort of look like a regular bat. And the range which Poundland have brought out this year for Halloween is mainly green and black, and its sort of name is called Fright Night, and it's sort of a reoccurring colour theme throughout the whole of their range. The next item which I got from the Fright Night range was these crackers. There's 5 of them in the pack, and they all say trick or treat on the middle bit, and then they have different designs on the ends, and again these are just a really bright coloured green with sort of black ribbons and things tying them together. And on the back of the actual pack it tells you everything that comes in them. So there's a creepy finger, some finger puppets, a spider ring, a toy scorpion and a slithering snake. So I did see some crackers really similar to this in Sainsbury's this year, although they were £4 or £5, so they were a lot more expensive than these ones. And the ones in Sainsbury's didn't actually tell you what gifts came in the crackers, so that's why I was more attracted to buy these ones than the ones in Sainsbury's. One, because they were cheaper, and also because I actually knew what I was actually getting. I wasn't just going to get sort of like a stupid little plastic spider or something like that. So I can't comment on how well these crackers sort of come apart. So I haven't used one, and I'm not going to be using them until Halloween because I'm doing a Halloween party. But I will comment below in the description after Halloween about how well these went, and also I will do an updated video around Halloween because I am going to be documenting my Halloween party. So the next item I got, again in this green and black theme, is this trick or treat bag. In England they have just made all bags 5p, so I thought this would be quite a good sort of bag for life. Or just a shopping bag to sort of take with me and put my things in. It seems pretty sturdy, it's very thick plastic, and then it's got these really sort of solid plastic handles. On the front it says trick or treat, and it does have this cute little bat. So although it is just a plastic bag, they are a lot higher quality than the ones in the 99p store, because I have got a couple of those which I do use just for packing things and carrying things around. So I am pleased with this, and I will get a lot of use out of this, especially because it has a little bat on it. So I found this little guy sitting on top of the shelves, and he looked really sad and lonely. That's why I bought him, really. But he again is in this green and black theme, and it's by Fright Night again, and he's just called the Giant Halloween Spider. He isn't really that big, but his legs are quite long, and he does have this bendy sort of, almost feels like a pipe cleaner inside his legs, which let you position him and make him sort of stand in different ways. And on each of the joints or sort of bends of his leg, where I guess like where our knee would be, he does have this sort of like fluffy ball, and then he does have a really cute little face. He's got little diamond red eyes just like the bat does, and then these 2 little fangs. So this guy is really easy to use when decorating. He could sort of be hung from a lamp or something like that, or you could sort of bend his legs to make him almost sort of guard something, so maybe put like a bowl of chocolate or something underneath, and he could sort of go over and guard it. They did also sell him in full black, but I am really loving the black and green theme that they have this year in Poundland, so I thought I might as well just carry it on and get this guy in green and black. I promise you not everything is green and black, but another thing I got was these paper straws. Now I see these all the time on Instagram and Tumblr, and I always think they look really cool, but I've never actually got any, so I thought I would just get some, especially as I have my Halloween party coming up. And they are just really simple paper straws, and they have winding black and green stripes going down them, and you get 20 in this pack, and they do seem quite thick just from looking at them, so I think they will definitely do the job. So I'm not sure if these are reusable. It obviously depends whether or not you drank from the straw, because you don't really want to share with other people, but they do seem thick enough sort of to get a few uses out if you were just sort of filling your drink back up. So on the theme of straws, I also got this cup which does have a removable straw in it. Now this is fully plastic, which means you could take your drink with you and drink out of it. And it also means that, like me, I normally take a drink of water or something like that and have it on the side. And the longer you leave it, the more stuff that sort of floats around and goes into your drink. So this gives you a lid to actually stop anything going into your drink, or even flying into your drink if you take a drink to bed with you. Like, the last thing you want to do is take a sip and there be a spider or something in it. So this is perfect for sort of like protecting your drink and just keeping everything clean. So this cup is not from the Fright Night range, which the other items I've shown you have been. This is from a range called Boo and Friends, and I assume that Boo is this ghost here, and it's got a bat, spider, Frankenstein, and I think that's all of the friends that he has on here, and it does just say Boo all over it. It seems that the actual print itself is just a paper, like a paper slip that's been put inside the plastic cup, but it does seem really sturdy, and I don't see any way which the paper could be ruined. It does have a screw lid, and on the bottom of the cup, under the actual sticker, it does have an anti-stick sort of circle. I'm really happy with this. Usually when you're buying these new, they are around £5, so for £1 I thought this was a great deal, and it does seem, as I say, a really good quality. So this next thing I got is for pets, and it's got a picture of a dog and a cat wearing one, and it is just sort of a little neck scarf, and it is in Monsters Inc. theme, so of course I got it. And it says, "Have you hugged a monster today?" ? And it is meant to look like Sully's face, so you've got his smile and then his horns. You can't see his eyes. And then the back has Velcro on it, so you can just really nicely Velcro it around the back of your pet's neck. It is also quite big, which means that hopefully it shouldn't sort of strangle or upset any of the pets that wear it. And this bandana also, because it's Velcro, is quite safe for the animal. It just means if it gets caught on anything, it won't end up strangling them. It will just sort of break off, and they'll be able to sort of get away from the situation, instead of it just sort of pulling on their neck. So continuing on the line of pets, I also got these two pet tags, and again they are in Monsters Inc. theme and also Toy Story theme. So you've got Sully here, who is sort of doing a menacing scare, and it says Top Scarer, and then this one says Ooh the Claw, which is the alien from Toy Story, and they each have these really easy to apply sort of hooks. Now they are meant for pets to sort of put on their collars, but I'm going to put this one on my car key, and this one is a gift. So I'm beginning to notice that in shops like Poundland and 99p store, they are bringing in more Disney items. I think they may have got sort of more of a contract or an agreement with Disney, but there are a lot of Frozen things, and I'm really excited for the fact that they're bringing in Monsters Inc. things into the sort of cheaper stores. So continuing on the line of pets, I got this dog outfit for a dog. It has a spinal cord going down the back, and it sort of curls off into a tail, and then it does have this really cute little rib cage, and again it is Velcro, as I had mentioned with the other one. This outfit is really small, so I'm not sure whether or not it's going to fit. Definitely wouldn't fit my cat, because my cat's really fat. It depends on the size of your pet. You may just want to take it out of the packaging and just sort of see whether you think it would stretch around them. This is a really cute idea. I have bought a Christmas outfit for a dog from the 99p store, but I haven't ever seen Halloween outfits for pets in any of these cheaper stores, so I was really excited when I found this. So I got two films. One of them is The Film Has Eyes 2, and the other one is 28 Days Later, which is a zombie film. So both of these films are sort of the horror genre, and the reason we got them is because we got a DVD player here where we're staying, so we thought we'd get a couple of films just to watch while we are here one evening. Now each of these films have a sticker on them called Replay, and which says they're pre-owned but fully refurbished, so I'm guessing it means that these have sort of been donated and they've just sort of been checked over. Now it could be that they were sort of given as gifts to people and they just never bothered opening them or watching them, and they were just sort of given back to the Poundland. And each of these films are wrapped and packaged really nicely, which gives a really high quality feeling to the product. So the next thing I got is this rat. It is meant to just be sort of like a furry prop that goes on the side. Honestly, it's not the best of quality. A lot of its fluff keeps falling off, and there is a few sort of gaps where they haven't even glued any fur onto it. There is also some excess glue which can be seen like around the plastic ears and the eyes. The tail of this rat is made out of a sort of stretchy plastic, almost like sort of when you get a little toy snake or something like that. I wasn't really expecting the highest quality of thing, but I am slightly disappointed with this rat. Although when it's sort of up on the side or, you know, hidden below a table or something like that, I don't think anyone's going to notice. It's just something to consider if you are going to be buying it. So last year in Poundland 99p store in Asda, I got loads of fairy lights, and I got claws, skeleton hands, skulls and bats, but I never got any ghosts. So when I found these ghoulish ghost lights in Poundland, I was really pleased, so I got a pack of these. So the thing I do like about these fairy lights is that they are battery operated, which means you can sort of transport them around and sort of put them in different places, and you don't actually have to be next to a plug, which is a problem I have because in my room my plugs are really oddly situated around the room, and it's really inconvenient if you are trying to hang fairy lights. So when I found these ghoulish ghosts, I thought these would be a great sort of addition to the fairy lights which I already had, and there are 8 ghosts in a pack. So as you can see, the ghosts themselves are actually quite large, so it does give a very sort of statement image. It won't just look like a tiny little fairy light. You will actually be able to see that they are meant to be ghosts. And again, as you can see from the green and black packaging, it is from the Fright Night range, which they're selling in Poundland. So I've just taken the lights out of the package, and as you can see, it is rather long. I'd say it's about 1.5 meters in length. And the ghosts, actually feeling them, I was expecting them to be a very light sort of hollow plastic, but they are actually completely solid, and it does make them quite heavy, which means they do hang quite nicely, but it depends obviously what you're going to be putting them on. For example, if you're putting them on a tree that wasn't very strong or the branches weren't that big, it could cause them to droop. So it completely depends on the function of these lights which you intend them to have, but they are quite heavy, and I do quite like the way that they sort of curve and sort of arc just because of the weight of the actual ghosts. So by taking it out of the pack, I've been able to look at where the actual batteries go in, and the thing I really am pleased with is it does have an off and on switch. Some of the fairy lights I got from the 99p store last year didn't have an off and on switch, so when I wanted to turn the actual lights off, I had to actually take the batteries out, and there's a lot of hassle, so this makes everything a lot more easy. So the next thing I got is actually meant to be a dog toy, but I did just get it for myself because it is a little toy bat, and these are meant to squeak, but my one I've tried quite a few times. It doesn't actually squeak at all, which I guess is a good thing just because I want mine as sort of a toy or something just to have on the side. But it is something to consider if you are buying it for the purpose of a squeaky dog toy, is to make sure that it does actually squeak. So this is really simple. It's by the brand Pet Place, which is sort of the common brand which they have actually in Poundland for pets, and it is just very soft and squishy, and it has these big lovely sort of felt ears. The wings are a bit odd, they don't really look too much like bat wings, but you can kind of gather what it's meant to be. And because they didn't have any sort of soft toys in Poundland which are Halloween related, I thought this would be nice sort of for the younger children in my family to play with, because it's in no way dangerous or breakable, and it's actually just something quite fun and cute to have on the side. My bat is primarily orange and black, but you can actually get one which is purple and black, but I felt that the orange fitted better and it sort of looked a bit more Halloween-y. So next up I got these 2 ceramic lanterns. Now I am led to believe that perhaps they had these in Poundland last year, but I didn't get my hands on any, so I was quite happy when I found them. This one is meant to be a pumpkin, so it's orange, it's painted orange, and then it has these black stripes around it, and then cut out of it has triangle eyes, a nose and mouth and some stars, and at the back it does have a little place to put your tea light in, which I always find is really helpful with lanterns. Otherwise you're sort of fiddling trying to get your hand down from the top and you end up getting burnt, so I think that's just a very clever, really simple feature that just makes everything a little bit more easy. And the second one I have is exactly the same design again. It has this section in the back and some stars, but this one has 3 little circles cut out so it looks like a ghost, and it says boo at the bottom. And honestly, these are really good quality for the fact that they both cost £1. They do have metal handles, which they are just sort of slotted through 2 little holes in the side, but they do feel quite sturdy, so I wouldn't worry about them falling off or breaking if you were carrying or hanging these lanterns up. And I do think because of the little shapes that are cut out, it will give a really nice effect when they're actually lit. I can't see any irregularities with the paint, There are a few sort of like, they almost look like cracks, but they aren't visible, and I think it's just sort of the way that these have been painted and then sort of heated up in a kiln. But it does give sort of quite a nice spooky effect. It almost reminds me of spiderweb, so it's not really a big issue, and it's nothing you'd really notice unless you were actually really physically looking for something that's wrong with the paintwork. And another lantern, which is made out of exactly the same material and is practically the same design, is also this sort of Halloween skull version of one. However, this one is a slightly different shape. It's bigger at the top and smaller at the bottom, which kind of gives it a more skull appearance. It's got these two big black eyes, and there are two holes cut out of the eyes, and then you've got a little heart-shaped nose and quite a spooky mouth. It does almost remind me of a sugar skull, and inside is green. Again, the paintwork does have this sort of crackling effect, but it's nothing really to worry about. The only thing is I do have a slight bump in the paintwork on mine, but it's nothing that can't sort of be chipped off and then covered up, so it's not really a big deal. And again, for £1 it's definitely great value. It's quite a heavy ceramic, and it doesn't feel like it's going to break very easily, so that's always something good if you're having a sort of Halloween party and people are going to be rushing around. It's never great to have anything that's too fragile, just in case it gets knocked off wherever it's hanging or wherever it's put on the side. So the next item we got is also a tea light holder, and this one is a ghost. Now, I saw these last year, but unfortunately I never actually bought one. I did instead get the pumpkin one, but then afterwards I really wished I had got this one as well. So when I saw this one in Poundland this year, I really quickly grabbed it. Now, this is exactly the same material as the little lamps which I showed you. It is this sort of ceramic clay material. It's quite heavy, and again it's been painted in exactly the same way. The only differences I found with this one is it doesn't have any of those little cracks on it, but this isn't really any problem. If anything, it makes it even better. The only thing is that I feel like it was slightly rushed. Like, there are some bits of the clay which look like they haven't been removed. So I don't know how well you can see, but it looks like when they stamped the stars out, they didn't quite remove all the excess. And also the paint, it has also kind of smudged onto there. Although, like, from a distance it's not really a massive problem. I just thought I'd mention it as it is something to look out for if you are planning to buy one of these. I'm not too fussed with these problems. Once there's a tea lamp in it and it's just sort of flickering away in the corner, I don't think anyone's going to notice, and they're just going to sort of focus on how cute this little ghost looks. It's also a great example of this kind of spoopy range that Poundland are doing, where they make things look quite cute, things which would normally be sort of classed with horror. They give them a cute little personality, and I think it makes it all very kid friendly, which I think is probably a good thing to sort of bring in, because I feel like the reason why Halloween may not be sort of as welcome in England as it is in America is because of this sort of horror side of it, which people aren't too comfortable with. So if anyone has watched my Asda haul or any sort of other Halloween related hauls, you will probably have noticed a reoccurring theme of plaques. Now, I am a massive sucker for plaques and hanging them up around my room, but the problem is I am running out of space, and a lot of them kind of say the same thing, so I've tried to sort of limit myself not to buying too many, just because I end up hanging them on top of each other so you don't actually see the ones behind, which is quite a shame. But I found this one and I thought it was completely unique to anything that I've got so far. So it is in the shape of a coffin, and it is made out of 3 separate bits of wood, and obviously the design is printed on each bit of wood and then sort of placed together to give this overall look. And this says the Oldie Salem Pub, and it says bewitching brew served dusk till dawn, and I just thought this was a really sort of cute thing, and I think I'm going to put this in my kitchen during my Halloween party because I think it fits in really well. Now, the thing with this is that the paint has slightly come off on different sections to give it this sort of aged look. Now, I thought that this was sort of just a problem with 1 or 2 of them, but I've now come to realise that it is part of the design just because it's meant to look aged and old. So some of them actually had rubbed off sort of the paint here, some of them had even were missing the design in the middle just because of how the paint had worn off and the effect that they were trying to give. But I did want to still be able to read it and for it still to kind of look like a plaque or a sign. Hence why I got the ones which had just a little bit of wear in the corners, so it didn't really interfere with the actual writing or the main design on this coffin. So it has a wire to hang it up, and these have been stapled into this plywood. It does seem really sturdy. I didn't notice any of them that had broken, which sometimes I do notice when I shop, that some of the items I've bought, there are sort of broken ones on the side, which is never really a good sign. It kind of shows that they are easily sort of destroyed when they're not even put in use, when they're just on the shop floor. So seeing all of these intact and all of these sort of nicely hung up did sort of make me want to buy it even more, and I thought this is completely unique to anything I've got so far. It's sort of given it almost sort of like a jagged and broken edge, and I just thought it looked really cool. So this is why I bought another plaque, but this is probably going to be my last plaque this year. So the last item I got from Poundland was this wine glass. Now I have featured some wine glasses in my Asda haul at the very end, which were purchased from the 99p store, and I just sort of threw them into the video just to show you a quick sort of idea of what you can get in different stores. So although I already have got 4 different designs of Halloween wine glasses, I did really love this one, and I loved the actual base of it, which is green and black. I don't know how well you can see, but it does have a sort of swirl that goes all the way around, and it gives this almost you know when in a cartoon someone is hypnotised, their eyes sort of swirl around, and that's kind of what it reminded me of. The difference with the design on this glass compared to the ones which I got from Pound World and also the 99p store is that this is actually a sticker that has been put on, or sort of a transfer onto the glass, whereas the ones I got before are actually a painted on design. Although I did really like the painted on designs, some of them did have sort of odd irregularities, where some, like for example, I bought one that said Witch's Brew, but the R looked really odd, it looked more like a P, and I just had to sort of fix this myself with nail paint. So having a printed on design just ensures that everything looks good and even, and it just sort of gives a bit of variation between the collection I already have. So this is a lovely glass, and where we are staying in Devon, the owners have kindly left us a nice champagne bottle in the fridge, so I shall be using this when we finally crack that open. So thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry if the lighting has been a bit odd and the setup's been a bit iffy, but I've just had to sort of work with what I've got here. So in terms of videos, this is probably going to be one of my last hauls which I'll be doing this year, sadly, unless I do a sort of like sales haul of things that I picked up after Halloween. But this is more helpful for if you are shopping now in stores like Poundland and looking to get things for your Halloween, and if you're having a Halloween party or you're dressing up, or even if you just feel like decorating. This will be more helpful for people watching now in 2015 rather than if you're watching further on, because I can't promise that all this stuff is still going to be in stores next year. Although saying that, things like this tea light, they were in stores definitely last year. So things are definitely carried on from year to year. It's definitely popular things. So there's nothing kind of stopping them from selling this again next year, just because from the fact that I saw that these are literally flying off the shelves, I can see why they would carry on doing it, because something successful that sells is going to keep selling. So in terms of videos that I've already uploaded onto this channel, I have done a Asda haul, which is more sort of like bunting and sort of paper items. As I said, a lot of plaques in it. So if you're interested in that, I will leave a link below in the description. I have also filmed the packing of my Halloween box and also how I decorated it, but I cannot actually upload that until the girl in America actually gets the box, just because I don't want to give anything away. But that will be coming soon. So pre-Halloween, I'm hoping to do a Etsy jewellery haul. One of the items I am displaying here, which is this lovely little pumpkin necklace I got. I also got these black cat earrings, but I will show you those in a lot more detail in my next video, and also tell you where to get them. So I hope that you're having a spooktacular October, and stay tuned for my video of my Halloween party, which will hopefully show some of these lovely creatures and lovely props all put up and decorating my house. See you next time. Bye! The first thing I saw was this bat, and quite obviously I was going to buy it. It just broke, so that's fantastic. Really. But he again is in this green and black theme, and it's by Fright Night again, and he's just called the Giant Halloween Spider. He isn't really that big, but his legs are quite long, and he does have this bendy sort of, almost feels like a pipe cleaner inside his legs, which let you position him and make him sort of stand in different ways. And on each of the joints or sort of bends of his leg, where I guess like where our knee would be, he does have this sort of like fluffy ball. And then he does have a really cute little face. He's got little diamond red eyes, just like the bat does. And then these two little fangs. So this guy is really easy to use when decorating. He could sort of be hung from a lamp or something like that. Or you could sort of bend his legs to make him almost sort of guard something. So maybe put like a bowl of chocolate or something underneath, and he could sort of go over and guard it. They did also sell him in full black, but I am really loving the black and green theme that they have this year in Poundland, so I thought I might as well just carry it on and get this guy in green and black. I promise you not everything is green and black, but another thing I got was these paper straws. Now I see these all the time on Instagram and Tumblr, and I always think they look really cool, but I've never actually got any, so I thought I would just get some, especially as I have my Halloween party coming up. And they are just really simple paper straws, and they have winding black and green stripes going down them, and you get 20 in this pack, and they do seem quite thick just from looking at them, so I think they will definitely do the job. So I'm not sure if these are reusable. It obviously depends whether or not you drank from the straw, because you don't really want to share with other people, but they do seem thick enough sort of to get a few uses out if you're just sort of filling your drink back up. So on the theme of straws, I also got this cup, which does have a removable straw in it. Now this is fully plastic, which means you could take your drink with you and drink out of it. And it also means that, like me, I normally take a drink of water or something like that and have it on the side, and the longer you leave it, the more stuff that sort of floats around and goes into your drink. So this gives you a lid to actually stop anything going into your drink, or even flying into your drink if you take a drink to bed with you. Like, the last thing you want to do is take a sip and there be a spider or something in it, so this is perfect for sort of like protecting your drink and just keeping everything clean. So this cup is not from the Fright Night range, which the other items I've shown you have been. This is from a range called Boo and Friends, and I assume that Boo is this ghost here, and it's got a bat, spider, Frankenstein, and I think that's all of the friends that he has on here, and it does just say Boo all over it. It seems that the actual print itself is just a paper, like a paper slip that's been put inside the plastic cup, but it does seem really sturdy, and I don't see any way which the paper could be ruined. It does have a screw lid, and on the bottom of the cup, under the actual sticker, it does have an anti-stick sort of circle. I'm really happy with this. Usually when you're buying these new, they are around £5, so for £1 I thought this was a great deal, and it does seem, as I say, a really good quality. So this next thing I got is for pets, and it's got a picture of a dog and a cat. There's a creepy finger, some finger puppets, a spider ring, a toy scorpion, and a slithering snake. So I did see some crackers really similar to this in Sainsbury's this year, although they were £4 or £5, so they were a lot more expensive than these ones. And the ones in Sainsbury's didn't actually tell you what gifts came in the crackers, so that's why I was more attracted to buy these ones than the ones in Sainsbury's. One, because they were cheaper, and also because I actually knew what I was actually getting. I wasn't just going to get sort of like a stupid little plastic spider or something like that. So I can't comment on how well these crackers sort of come apart, so I haven't used one, and I'm not going to be using them until Halloween because I'm doing a Halloween party. But I will comment below in the description after Halloween about how well these went, and also I will do an updated video around Halloween because I am going to be documenting my Halloween party. So the next item I got, again in this green and black theme, is this trick or treat bag. In England they have just made all bags 5p, so I thought this would be quite a good sort of bag for life. Or just a shopping bag to sort of take with me and put my things in. It seems pretty sturdy, it's very thick plastic, and then it's got these really sort of solid plastic handles. On the front it says trick or treat, and it does have this cute little bat. So although it is just a plastic bag, they are a lot higher quality than the ones in the 99p store, because I have got a couple of those which I do use just for packing things and carrying things around. So I am pleased with this, and I will get a lot of use out of this, especially because it has a little bat on it. So I found this little guy sitting on top of the shelves, and he looked really sad and lonely. That's why I bought him wearing one, and it is just sort of a little neck scarf, and it is in Monsters Inc theme, so of course I got it. And it says, have you hugged a monster today, ? And it is meant to look like Sully's face. So you've got his smile and then his horns. You can't see his eyes. And then the back has Velcro on it, so you can just really nicely Velcro it around the back of your pet's neck. It is also quite big, which means that hopefully it shouldn't sort of strangle or upset any of the pets that wear it. And this bandana also, because it's Velcro, is quite safe for the animal. It just means if it gets caught on anything, it won't end up strangling them. It will just sort of break off and they'll be able to sort of get away from the situation instead of it just sort of pulling on their neck. So continuing on the line of pets, I also got these two pet tags, and again they are in Monsters Inc. theme and also Toy Story theme. So you've got Sully here, who is sort of doing a menacing scare, and it says Top Scarer, and then this one says Ooh the Claw, which is the alien from Toy Story, and they each have these really easy to apply sort of hooks. Now they are meant for pets to sort of put on their collars, but I'm going to put this one on my car key, and this one is a gift. So I'm beginning to notice that in shops like Poundland and 99p store, they are bringing in more Disney items. I think they may have got sort of more of a contract or an agreement with Disney, but there are a lot of Frozen things, and I'm really excited for the fact that they're bringing in Monsters Inc. things. Hi guys, so today I'm doing a Poundland haul. I am on holiday up in Devon at the moment, hence why it's an odd setting, but I am just going to go and do a quick Poundland haul. Obviously everything cost £1, but I'm just going to show it to you quickly and give you a little review about the quality of each item. So the first thing I found in Poundland was this bat. Its wings made out of pipe cleaners, and then its body is sort of like a polystyrene with feathers stuck to it, and then it also does have these sort of red diamond eyes. It did have this string attached to it, but it broke straight away, so that's something to consider. And they called it the Evil Hairy Bat. So this bat looked very much like the one they bought out last year with the fur and the pipe cleans, except from this one does have a beak, which makes it look a little bit more like an owl. But it's not really a massive big deal. From a distance it does just sort of look like a regular bat. And the range which Poundland have bought out this year for Halloween is mainly green and black, and its sort of name is called Fright Night, and it's sort of a reoccurring colour theme throughout the whole of their range. The next item which I got from the Fright Night range was these crackers. There's 5 of them in the pack, and they all say trick or treat on the middle bit, and then they have different designs on the ends, and again these are just a really bright coloured green with sort of black ribbons and things tying them together. And on the back of the actual pack it tells you everything that comes in them. So